my gosh, I forgot to turn on. Yes, I know my sound wasn't on, and you know what? I did push the button and it didn't click. Oh well, it's always fun to see if you can figure out what I'm saying watching me lip sync, right? So, hello everyone. Welcome to Cyber Monday Fun Day. I want to say this is the very first time that I have done basically like an art foamy fun, not on a Friday. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited you are here. What I was saying when you were just having watching me move my lips is that Maxie Moon is home, and so we're so happy to have the angels among us. This is our angel pop up, and we hope that you are as excited about it as we are. We have 12 artists that have contributed to this collection, and we are just over the moon about it. So I'm going to say hello to all my friends. Sorry again about the sound issue. One of these days I'll get used to having to turn it on every time, but at least it gives us something to laugh about. I want to say hello to Renee and Puffer, Ellen, Anita, Wendy, Annalie, Catherine, Sue, Stephanie, Evelyn, Krabby Abby, Janice, who else? Megan. Oh, Ashley is in the house. Hello, my friend. It's so great to see you. Brenda is here. Ginger, Becky, Mary Lynn, Pato is here. Yay. Bev Jones is here. Roberta. Did I already say Renee? Maxie Moon. She is here. Brianna. Can you hear me now? Everybody can hear me now, right? Oh my gosh. Stephanie, Christina. Thank you, Brianna. You're so sweet. If only I could scroll down and see the comments sooner. Who else is here? Carissa, nice to have you here. I hope I didn't miss saying hello to anyone. If I did, you know I would never do it on purpose. So happy that you're here. And we are very, very excited about the Angels Among Us pop up. This is something really special and dear to my heart. I don't know if you heard me say it or not because I can't remember if I had already turned on my microphone, but we have 12 artists that have contributed to this pop up. And so I want to thank each and every one of them, and I'm going to show them to you now. Okay, so let's go ahead and dig right in. I do have lots to share with you and show you tonight. And then also, please remember, this is a special Cyber Monday Fun Day. We are still having Art Foamy Fun Friday, and it really kind of ties in with this. So I'm going to be sharing more samples with you, even though it's another even though we're having a different launch on Friday, okay, I'm going to be still sharing some of the samples because they're going to tie in so beautifully. All right. Bobby, it's so nice to see you. Gail from New Hampshire is here. Welcome. And many of the artists that have contributed are here also. So I'm super excited to be sharing their art with you. And so let's go ahead and just get started. Again, there's 12 artists, and let me just name them all. We do have Danita Art. We have Wendy Aspinall from Bliss Angel Studio. We have Keisha Devaney, Mary Lynn Kelly, Joni Hallmark, Jam, our tattoo lady Jam, Maxie Moon, Pato, also known as Patty McFarlane. Sometimes we call her Ron too. Me, KP, Emily Stone from Collage Soup, Megan Quinlan, and Willa Wanders from Fodder School. So let's go ahead and we're going to show you each and every one. I hope you did get a chance to head on over to the website and check them all out. Again, we will be sharing we will be posting art on the website as well. We didn't really get a chance to get to it. But Wendy Aspinall, I hope that you have seen all of her beautiful samples. She did like just fantastic journal with every single angel. She did a banner, like a bunting with all the little angels. Patty McFarlane also has already shared a bunch of beautiful finished pieces. So, or, finished examples. So please make sure that you go on over and, that you're already following them and that you check out what they have created as well. Remember, this is a pop-up, so it's going from tonight through the 31st at midnight Central. So then most all of these images will be retired. I will tell you there's going to be a couple of them that will go into the permanent collections, okay? But most of them will be retired. I'll make sure to tell you, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I do have them stamped out just in a plain sort of grayscale journal, or what is it? This just sort of toned paper, a gray and brown journal. So I'm going to just show you the stampings, okay? And then I'll also show you some stuff, and we'll do a little makey. Oh, you don't see Jamantha's Angel? Okay, maybe it got somehow mixed up. Thank you for letting us know. You know, sometimes it happens. We'll make sure that it's up there by the end of this this live. I'll make sure Mr. Moon or Maxie Moon knows. We're already putting Maxie Moon to work. So it's great to having her back. We get her for a whole month, and we're gonna not only have a great time together, but we're gonna have her helping us get through this crazy time. I do want to mention to everybody, while I have your undivided attention, that Black Friday was phenomenal. We are super busy, as you know. Yes, it's Cyber Moon Day or Cyber Monday Fun Day, whatever you like. But anyway, we are going to be a little slower. I can just already tell you that. Okay, we're pretty loaded up with orders, which we're so appreciative of. It is never a complaint, but please just be patient with us, okay? Because we have Black Friday, which we had the big special. Remember too that your discounts still work through the end of tonight. So if you want any of these pop-up angels at a discount, you can grab them right away with your 20% off. The code is still good all the way through midnight, okay? And then for you Moonies, please make sure you use your Moonie codes, okay? All right, let's get started. Danita Art. As you know, I love Danita. Indania Salcido is her name. She goes by Danita Art. And this is her beautiful Heavenly Angel. And for some reason, of course, I don't have it right here. Why do I not have it next to me? I had all the angels, and I don't know where I put her. Okay. Oh, here she is. Okay, great. So here she is. And let me go ahead and measure these for you as well. So Heavenly Angel by Danita is about 4 inches across. These wings are phenomenal. By about 4¼ inches high. Okay, and there she is stamped out. You can see in the black and the white. And again, that's Danita Art. Next up, and these are not in any order, okay? Where do you find the code? The code is, let's see, let's see, why is it not here? Let me give you the code. I think that's it. I just posted it. There you go. Yes, Rini, thank you so much. No, it's not 29, it's just 20%. 20. I think you had a typo. 29 would be nice. All right. So now I don't know why half my screen is blank. What did I do here? I don't know what's going on. Something just happened to my screen and it split it, and I don't know why. I might have to get Mr. Moon in here to help me. Did I push something or something? Let's see here. Did I split the screen? I don't know what I just did. I was trying to type something in. Let me, let's see here. Ah, there we go. Thank you, Rini. Mwah. Okay, next up is Joni Hallmark. Oh my gosh, and this is Folksy Angel, or folk art angel, and she stands about 6 inches high by about 4½ inches wide. And one thing I also want to mention is that a lot of these angels have these beautiful wings. If you want to use them in another way, they're just fantastic. You can cut them off and use them on another angel, or use them on another I mean, I think like these wings would be so pretty on some of the calendar girls, maybe far away girls. I don't know. I just could really see mixing and matching them. Again, this is Joni Hallmark, and this is Folk Art Angel at about 6 by 4. Next up is our Kitty Angel, and I think this is Mr. Moon named it, so I think it's Kitty Cat, or I don't know. It's Kitty Cat Angel. I can't remember. It was something, and it made us laugh, but now I can't remember, so it's not that funny. Anyway, so Kitty Cat Angel, and this is by Emily Stone of Collage Soup, and she stands about 5.5 inches, or yeah, almost 5.5 inches tall, and her wingspan is at about 3. Okay, so cute. I've already seen some of you order her, and you know I love a good kitty cat, right? So she's going to be great. Again, the wings are such a good size for, if you're going to stamp it, cut them off. You can use her separately, use the wing separately. Super cute. All right. Again, that was Collage Soup. Next up is Maxi Moon Seraphim. And oh my gosh, I am so proud of you, Maxi. I just love it. It is different. It's beautiful. It's so useful. I mean, we're going to use it obviously for that great eye in the center. You can cut apart the wings and use them in different ways too. So it's just really a gorgeous, it stamps beautifully. So again, that's Maxi Moon's Seraphim, and it is about 4.5. Oh gosh, maybe even close to 5 inches wide at the widest point by about 5.5 inches tall. Okay. And that's again, Maxi Moon's Seraphim. Yes, I am smiling so big. Oh gosh. All right, next up is Jam. This is Jamantha's Tattoo Lady Jam. She's the one who does most of my tattoos. She did this one and all of the, not this one, but she did this, my sad butterfly. She did my cow. And she did my lightning bolt, and she's gonna do, and the little sprinkles. She's gonna do more too. I'm just going through my tattoo era. And so I love her. She is a wonderful artist and just the sweetest person, and I love her art. So again, this is Jam, and this is I don't remember what we called this sweet angel, but it's going to be put up real soon if it's not up there. She is about 4.25 wide by about 3 at the tallest point. Okay. And again, that's oh, maybe this is I think this is Tattoo Angel. That's what it is, Tattoo Angel. And there she is. And actually, let me pull this out. I just finished this. What, it's not actually finished, but I wanted to share it with you. And I have to still do the back. I just finished resining this piece. Can you see that? Because I was going to make a little paper ornament, or you can also make like a paper. I was maybe going to actually make a pin to put on to my apron. But again, this is a watercolor paper and resin, and there she is colored. Isn't she so pretty? All right, again by Jam, and let's move on. Yeah, it's missing. We're gonna get it up for some reason. I don't know, when we were listing, and we must have just skipped it. So we'll make sure this is up by the end of our programming. In fact, give me just 1 second. Let me make sure somebody knows about that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that interruption in our programming, but Mr. Min's gonna fix that up. Okay. Um, all right. Next up is Pato, Patty McFarlane's Frida and Kitty Angel. And we, of course, love her so dang much because, I love Frida, I love cats, and I love angels. So, how can we go wrong? She is absolutely precious, and she is flying at about 4.5 wide by about probably close to 3 at the tallest point. So again, Patty McFarlane's Frida Angel. Next up is Megan Quinlan, and hers is Heartfelt Angel. And of course, with her signature vine and her beautiful face. So pretty. And I cannot wait. You'll have to go and check out. I talked to Megan today, and she said she is working on samples for everything. So I cannot wait to see what she has created because I love Megan's art. So again, this is Megan's Heartfelt Angel, and she does stand about 5.5 inches tall by about 3 and a little over 3.5 wide at the widest point. Again, Megan Quinlan. Next up is Keisha Devaney, and she has a quirky angel. And to be honest, I don't know. I should have called it Quirky Angel because, she always had the quirks. And she is just so fun and quirky. And she stands almost 5 inches tall by about 2.5 at the widest point. So fun. She's going to be great to color. And we love Keisha. So be watching for her too because she has some, she also has been working on some stuff and has been working on some other angel imagery. So really, really fun. Next up is Willa Wanders. And Willa is known for her lettering, her just gorgeous and artful lettering. And so she did this quote, Hebrews 13:2, be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Ooh, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I sure will. Mm-hmm. Okay, we will get that other image listed right away. Sorry about that. Just an oversight, and I need to get a picture over to them before we can get it up. So it'll be at the very end of this, okay? Anyway, Angels Unawares, and I do think this honestly is just such a perfect quote. I will tell you, it's probably the only time that you will ever see any Bible quotes in our ArtFoamies lineup, but I just felt like it was just too good and perfect, not only for this day and age, for our times, but to go with these beautiful angels. Just stunning, makes a beautiful background. I do really, really want to share Wendy Aspinall's pages with you. Her back page of her journal was this, and it's just stunning. So I don't have them up. For some reason, I wasn't able to share it. So I had to download all the pictures, and I will be sharing them on the ArtFoamies Fun page later this evening. Anyway, this quote is about 3.5, approximately 3.5 by about 3 3/4 wide. And again, that's Wendy Salgonic, Willa Wanders. Okay. Yeah, it is a beautiful quote. And I will mention, let me just show you this before we move on. This is not part of the pop-up. Okay. This is in Willa Wanders Fodder School, Willa Wanders permanent collection. Okay. And it is 3 quotes that we just felt we could not pass up. They're not necessarily angel, and I'm using air quotes, but I do think they are just wonderful quotes and obviously perfect to go along with many of these angels. So it is a set of 3. And again, it's not in the pop-up, so they will be under her permanent collection. Okay. And it's, I am open to mystery. The divine appears in ordinary people and moments, and protection comes in many disguises. And all three of those, it's just one set. Um, the set of three, and all of them are approximately 1.5 inches tall by about 3.5 wide. This one's a little bit bigger, but they're all in the, as you can see, in the same range. Yes, I love them too. So much. These are, I'm gonna be using these in journals, in Dexies. Oh my gosh. Just, in fact, I have a Dexie kind of ready to go. I was gonna stamp one of these on there and share that with you as part of our demo, but I'm gonna keep moving on for the pop-up because we still have a few more. But again, these quotes, the set of three, are in the permanent collection. Okay. Yes, I love them too, so much. I had to, and we didn't want, everybody pretty much got one art foamy in the pop up. I didn't want to have multiples, for one person, except for me. No, no, I'm just kidding. But well, sort of. But anyway, I wanted these to be in our permanent collection because I want them to be there all the time. Okay. And really, since they're not angel, and they don't say anything about angels, I thought it was perfectly appropriate. All right. So those should be listed there now if you want to check them out and get them out at the 20%. All right. Next up for the pop up is Wendy Aspinall, Bliss Angel Studios, with the dang cutest angel prop maybe that I've ever seen. I just love her. I mean, she has such personality. It's just called Angel with Flower. And you just love how her arms are reverse striped. She's holding a little flower. She just has these really sort of just off kilter, wings, and these big feet, just, and this funny hair. So dang Wendy. And I just think that, um, the protection comes in many disguises is just too perfect for her too. Yes. I love her so much. And when you see her done up, the way that Wendy does, you'll just die and you'll have to have her. Right. And it's just something like sending you good cheer, you know, uh, I don't know, a little something for you, a gift for you. I don't know. Just her holding that flower. So cute. And then here she is. And she does stand, she's a little one, but she stands at about 4 inches tall by about 3 inches wide at the widest point. Okay. So dang cute. Next up is me, KP. And I do have two offerings, and it's a long story, the reason why, but one of them will be going in my permanent collection, and that is the Heavenly Choir. And I had to have this because I did this drawing. Oh my gosh, I did this drawing in 2010. Okay. And so I just said it's time to bring it around. Okay. I actually did it for fabric design, and it was like breast cancer awareness fabric. So all in pinks and stuff, and they had little words inside each little heart and banner, but I left that blank so that you could do what you wanted. I also love the fact that there's 3 in 1, and of course you could break it up and have them as 3 separate pieces. If you see what Wendy did with them, again, I'm just bragging on her so much because she did this such cute little bunting with all separate little angels. So you have to go and check that out. And again, I really just couldn't decide. I was very indecisive when it came to my own imagery. So I did put 2 in the pop-up, but this is going to go in my permanent collection because I don't want it to disappear. Okay. So that is called Heavenly Choir, and it's by me, KP. I also did another angel because I wanted her for so dang long. Also, she was also drawn in about 2010. And I just have to be honest with you. When I was doing my own angels to contribute to this pop-up, I just could not. I did not like any of my new angels for some reason that I was drawing. I just wasn't happy with any of them, and they just weren't flowing. And so I just went back to my old art that I have loved, and I said, she'll make such a cute angel. And so there you have it. She is called, actually, I don't know. Oh, Angel Wishes. and she does stand about 4.5 tall by about 3 inches wide. And again, with the empty band, I really like empty banners so you could write words or put whatever you want inside. So that again is me, KP. And then we do have a last but not least by any means, and that is Mary Lynn Kelly Starry Angel. Love, oh my gosh, love Mary Lynn, love working with Mary Lynn. And when she sent me this angel, I said, oh, it's so perfect and it's so Mary Lynn. So there you have it. Our 13th, I think it's 13th angel, and it's Starry Angel by Mary Lynn. And of course, one thing I love about this is that if you color this in, she has on a little witch hat. Okay. And no longer is it like you could take off her wings. So cute. You can also take off the star. Again, also take off the wings and use them somewhere else. So really versatile, and I'm in love with this entire collection. Yes, yay for Mary Lynn. And finally, last but not least, this is this month's $5 foamy. Okay, so $5 for this month. Remember the niche, excuse me, the Nicho stamp from last month is now no longer $5. So they'll go up in price, but you can get it for the whole month of December at the $5 price. And then with any order, you get this sticker, okay? And I know you can't really see it very well, but when you get it in person, you'll be able to see that it does say Love, Joy, Peace, ArtFoamies 2025. Okay, so it's kind of, not only is it our end of the year offering, but it is a little bit commemorative for the year. Okay, so that, my friends, is our angel offerings. I'm super excited about being able to share this with you. Angel imagery just has such a special place in my heart because I don't know how many of you know this, but many, many moons ago, when I first started doing online stuff, before ArtFoamies, before Rubber Moon, when I was just making my foray into the online space, I was invited to teach a class. It was angels imagery. So I was involved, I was one of the teachers, and I actually ended up even naming it. And it was called, I don't know how many of you might remember this, but it was called Angels in My Studio. And so I did angels in fact, I'm pretty sure that's when this one was designed, okay, was for the class Angels in My Studio. And so I've been doing angels kind of throughout the years. And so I was very inspired to do this and to have all my, so many of my friends contribute to it as well, because I do feel like we could all use some guardian angels right now. So, again, I hope you love them as much as I do. I'm going to show you a couple things just for a quick little makey. And again, come back on Friday for our regular Art Foamy Fun Friday. We will be launching something special, just a small collection from a Fodder School artist. So we're very excited about that, but they go so tremendously well with all the angels. So I think you're going to love that. And I will have some more samples, and I will also, show you more samples with the angels and the new stuff that's coming. All right. So a couple things I am going to share with you really quickly that I am going to be doing throughout this week. I went through all of my old substrates that I am either, that are either unfinished or that I just wasn't, whatever, were maybe from a demonstration or something like that. Okay. And I want to redo them. So I pulled them all out. Okay. I pulled all of these different substrates out. I only had one new one. And I am going to do angel artwork. I am getting ready to redo a bedroom in my house. And I want to do angel paintings of all the angels. And so I went and I found substrates that are perfect for each one, size wise. And so I am going to be doing angel paintings on all of these substrates, okay? And I'm just showing you how it's going to kind of go. I did get all of the same type of panel, so they're all 3/4 inch cradle boards, and they're all kind of on the small, that will fit many of these. And I am going to be painting or painting or collaging over each and every piece, okay? And then I'm going to um, I'm going to yeah, I'm going to collage or paint on over every substrate, and then I'm going to stamp or collage on excuse me, my angels onto these pieces, okay? So you can see here I already sized them out. Maybe, you know what, I don't think I had a substrate for this one, so I probably will have to order. But yes, each and every one has its own little board, and I will put some of the sayings, and I will even include the little $5 foamy for this month. I think I'm going to have a saying underneath this one. Oh, it's going to be I am just looking so forward to it. And you can see how they're going to fit. Yes, Lydia says, love all the angels, my favorite beans. Yes, thank you so much, Lydia. Anyway, so you could, I just wanted to give you a heads up so you could watch for these coming out. And hopefully once it won't be done till January, but once my room is done, I will hang them all and I will share that project with you. So I'm very excited for that. And I also, as you know, yes, Puffer says they're all terrific in their own special way. Yes, would love to hear what maybe some of your favorites are. Let us know, or I guess we'll see when you order them. All right, so here, I guess you can tell I've been loving jams. And you all know I also have been loving working on this Yasutomo Kozo paper. This actually is a sketchbook paper, but the Kozo paper works great. So I'm going to show you again a little, another little tip and technique working on this paper and how I may end up translating using that on something else. Okay, so here I just have a piece, I think it's about a 6x6 piece of watercolor paper that I just smushed some watercolor on there. Bye, Bev. Thank you so, so much. Thanks for coming. Pato, thank you so much. And thank you for your contribution. Yes, the ones that are going into the permanent collection is, no, the only ones that are going into the permanent collection are the sayings, Puffer. These 3 sayings are going into Willow Wander's permanent collection. They're not in the pop-up, okay? And then my choir, our Heavenly Choir, is going to go in my permanent collection. All right. All the other ones are for pop-ups, or for the pop-up this month. Okay. Anyway. All right. So here, a piece of 140-pound watercolor paper, and I squished some watercolor on there, and then I took my Kozo paper that I had stamped and torn out, and I just collaged it right on there. So it is almost like the deli paper where it kind of disappears, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and cut around here. Lynn, it's okay. Thanks for coming. And I know that so many of us here, not just, not just if you follow me, but if you're in fodder school, I know that so many of you are doing the fodder dexies. Here in my Mooniverse, we do artsy dexies, or also we call them Rolo dexies. Whatever you call them, though, they're really fun. And of course, many of you know that I do collect all the sizes. So I have pretty much every size of Dexie known to man. So I'm just cutting out around that. And then I might go over and trim it up on my paper cutter. And of course, if I wanted it to be a little more perfect, then I could measure across. Also, one thing I just want to mention is that sometimes on some of these angels, if you paint or, put like a ring around the head, it will make it so much easier to cut out rather than trying to fussy cut, the hair or whatever. So that's just a little idea. We didn't really put any halos on any of them. I think Pato's girl has a little halo, but I think all the rest are, oh no, Patty's has a halo, and then also Mary Lynn's, of course. But anyway, okay, so here you go, and then I'm going to take my corner rounder, and I got to get my other punch. Okay, so am fortunate to have an actual Rolodex notch punch that I bought online a few years ago. But here I am going to use my corner rounder, round my corners. Oh yeah, so I wanted to mention that too, and I'm so glad that you said that. Holiday Art Fest will be coming December 6th, and yes, you can ask Wendy. I'm gonna just round this a little bit. Ask Wendy, Bliss Angel Studios Wendy, to add you to the group. All right, so I rounded my corners there. And then here I'm going to just some notches. Actually, well, let's see. I'll just go in and do like that. Oh, yes. Evelyn, I will be still posting a schedule really soon. So we will be having some makeys, but just, yeah, watch for that. Okay, I'll miss you all too, but I promise when we come back in January, it's gonna be amazing. All right, so again, made my own little Rolodex, and I'm going to, which one should we use? I think I'm going to use Open to Mystery. Do I want that? Maybe I'll do this one. And should I just use ink? I'm trying to think what I should just use. I guess I'll just use some ink. I could use watercolor. No, I'll just use ink. So, Puffer Moon and the Maker, I don't know. Shopify has been having some issues today, so a lot of the administrative stuff was down. I don't know if it's, weather related at all or just because of the crazy weekend, but so I'm sorry about that. It's nothing really, on our end that I know of, okay? Actually, I haven't stamped this one before, with ink. So hopefully it's not crusty. Ah, so good. So there you have it. A Dexie for my Rolodexie. And it's not my 5x8, but this can go now in my 3x5. You all are fine. No, actually, this is YouTube right now. We're just in YouTube. Only the link goes through Patreon. Yeah, Shopify's been having issues all over the place today. So we apologize for that. Don't give up on us. All right, let me show you one more thing before we call it a makey. And then please, like I said, come back Friday. We're not doing numbers game here or anything tonight because it's not a traditional Art Foamy Fun Friday. But we will have that coming up on Friday. So I hope you'll come back and join us, like I said. Now, again, I want to mention to you, I am using this Yasutomo sketch paper, or you can use the Kozo paper. All right. Again, let me see if I don't think I have the cover to it anymore. But again, it is Yasutomo. And they have a sketch pad. Okay. Again, it has that sort of rough paper on the back and that kind of slick paper on the front. And so I want to share with you, excuse me, how I love to use it for imagery, because remember, we made this paper together. Excuse me again. I need some water. Just using sort of like the background stamps, right? We used the Dynaflow. Remember that? So very similar, but it's going to be a little bit different. Okay. So let me get, I'm just going to get some of this paper again. And some of it, I will tell you, is softer. Okay. This is a little softer. This is a little stiffer. This top is a little shinier. So you're going to have to experiment. Okay. Yeah. So it's not sketch paper. It is, so I'm not sure. Are you talking about this? Because this is watercolor paper, and then this is this paper that I'm using right now. Okay. So anyway, I have a sheet of it here. Okay. And I'm going to use my Dynaflow, but I'm going to be using a little bit of pewter. Okay. Because I just want a soft gray. I don't want it to be super harsh or dark. But of course, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to do. You can use whatever colors that you want. I'm just doing this because I don't want anything too harsh. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of pewter. Again, it's Dynaflow. Okay, and then I'm going to mix a little bit of white here. I probably have a little too much, so I'm going to put a little white on my scrap buddy, mix with a little of that gray. And I probably got a little too dark, but that's okay. Let me add a little more white. All right, so then I am going to, which one should I use? Let me use Joni Hallmarks because it's nice and big. It's right here. And I want to just show you how I would ink this up or load this up. I'm going to take, and I am going to kind of tap lightly, but I'm also going to brush, all right? And I'm going to make sure that all my lines are loaded with paint, okay? And I want to mention something that is really important when you're daubing on your paint. You want to make sure that none of your little circles or any of the little open areas get bubbled up with paint. Okay, you want to make sure that they don't have any bubbles down in there. If you get a bubble, take a dry area of your scrap buddy and touch it and get rid of that bubble. Okay, because that will blob. A bubble equals a blob. So then I have a nice even coverage. I am going to lay it down on the table, and I'm going to take the shinier side of my paper and I'm going to put it down here like that. And what's nice about this is that you can rub it gently and you can see everything getting inked up, okay? And one thing I like about doing it this way too is that if there is a little area that doesn't get inked up, I can pull it back gently this way, okay, I can take my little scrap buddy and I could put a little more ink right there if I needed to, and then drop it back down and get it a little bit better, okay? And then, oh, you have a, oops, I got some. You got to be careful that your paper doesn't touch ink in another spot like I just did, because it does grab it and it will spread. Okay, so the kind of cool thing about this too is that, and I'm going to show you with a different angel. I'm going to show you with Pato's angel because I think this is really worthy for this paper. Okay, let's do this with this one. All right, I'm going to do it the same way. And then the cool thing though is that if I do want a reverse image, okay, if I want a reverse image on this type of paper or paper that's comparable, if you can stamp on the back as well, you can get yourself a reverse image. Okay, and it won't be perfect, but it will work, right? So that's really great. So now you can have her flying either way, and it's the same with the Danita Art Angel, because I don't know how many of you remember when I did give a sneak peek in my Patreon that one time. We talked about doing her in a left and right facing, but I ended up, not wanting to do that because I wanted all the price points to be similar, sizing to be similar. I know they're a little differential, but I wanted it to be kind of across the board that way. So you can definitely do that with this one too. And I actually already did. And you can see I did this a little darker here. It is in the more lighter gray. So that's how I did this angel here, Jam's angel. I actually did them all this way, okay? And then you can see here, there's Danita's, and there's Danita's going this way. Now, of course, it does not look perfect, but once I paint or, color, it'll be fine. Yes, Patty, the Divine is in the Ordinary. It's under Willow Wanders collection. Okay, you have to go to Willow Wanders permanent collection. Anyway, so let's go ahead and we'll do one of these so that you can kind of see how I will do that. All right, and let's go ahead. I'm going to, let's just do, I want something kind of simple. I'm going to do Wendy's angel because I think it'll be kind of simple. And let me clean this mess up real fast. And again, I want to just remind you, I use the Dynaflow on here also because it is more permanent. Like it won't, it's not, I mean, once it dries, it's going to be more like a liquid or like a fluid acrylic. And so I will tell you the closest thing to these are going to be high flow. Okay. Still not exactly the same, but that is going to be the closest thing to it. All right. Oh, you still don't see that one? Okay. I don't know where it is right now, but I will have them check. And I know that we did post it, but I'm not sure where it ended up. Okay. So sorry about that. Look, getting used to things around here. Anyway. All right. So let's go ahead. I, again, am going to use a little of my white Dynaflow I have in this little bottle. I'm just going to get a watercolor brush. Use a couple other colors, and we're going to kind of try to make it snappy here. But I have And some of this, since it is a little bit darker underneath, I may use a little bit of acrylic, or, you know, at this point, I could even use pencil. When it's dry, you could use colored pencil over the top. You can um, use, you know, acrylic, layer cakes, whatever like that you want. All right. And remember that the Dynaflow is very, what it says, very flowy. So, you know, it's going to move. So you do need to be kind of careful that you give it room to spread like that, especially on this paper. Okay. So I'm just painting. Um, so it's a little bit different painting on here. And for some coverage, for some of the color, you know, like covering over, I am going to have to use either something not as transparent, okay, unless I want all that gray to kind of show up under there, which might be okay too. Making a very, very light washy blue for her wings. And you can see that while it does move and flow, it does not quite move or flow the same way that like watercolor on watercolor paper does. Kind of flows and then it kind of stops, right? Oh gosh, Patty. Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. I'm sorry about that. We'll definitely try to fix it as soon as I'm done here. All right, now I'm just going over with a little straight uh, of the turquoise um, without watering it, or you know, without adding white to it, so that will cover her solid hair. Let me do her eyes too. Give her little blue eyes. Spread a little. That's okay. All right, let me go ahead and get a little pink or red for her cheeks and her lips. Again, I have my fuchsia, so I'm going to mix it with a little white. All right, and shoes. Oh gosh, I don't know what color to make her shoes. Huh, such first world problems. I am going to give her a little halo, and I'm going to do that with one of these sticks here. You know what? We'll go ahead and we'll give her a yellow dress too. And remember too, this paper is sort of fragile, but if you had some soft crayons, or if you gently color with a little bit of your watercolor pencils or something like that, it should be fine. So cute. Ooh, red or fuchsia shoes. Okay, we'll do it. We're definitely gonna do, oh, I think we'll do this red. And actually, you know what? I'm not gonna use, I'm gonna use this red uh, gel stick. It spread a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna use a little red here in the flower and a little red on our lips. So dang cute. Okay. Yeah, and it did her the paint spread on her feet a little bit. So of course how I could fix that, obviously if I cut it out, but I'm not cutting it right to the line. And I actually do want to take maybe even a little more of this bluey color, and I'm just gonna squidge around it a bit. Okay, so there you have. So this is just the fun I have in coloring it. Could also, of course, put a little detail on her dress, whatever. Would want her to dry somewhat. I can also blow dry for a sec. Okay, and then is when you want to take whatever brush with some clean water. This is dry, and then you can kind of trace around her a bit. It shouldn't have any color on it, but oops. It's okay. And then it's pretty easy to tear. Now you do want, I mean, you can't just tear willy-nilly. You got to kind of keep your thumb there and, guide it. And then even after you're done tearing it out, if you want to make a better, like a better outline, you can once it dries a little bit more. And then you can just tear around there. And like I said, if you want to get up closer to her, once she dries, I can make a little bit better of an outline. But then, as you saw on that little Dexie card that I did, which I don't know where I put it now, it does blend in really nicely with whatever, that you put it on. So I really feel like even if I did put it on, what I've got over here, like a little substrate like that, some of that stuff's going to show up. Actually, I think I'm going to stick it right on here because I think this background's perfect, and I don't know that those faces are going to show through, and I really love those lines coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little glue right on the back. You can use your matte or your soft gel medium. I'm going to use a little of my PVA glue, and I'm going to just use my finger, get my finger wet a little bit. Oh, there's a hair. Don't want that. So you do want something obviously that dries clear. And you just want to work kind of gingerly because you don't want to tear it. So it's so funny that I had a substrate that's going to work out perfectly for that. I love, again, those little rays coming around from the side, you know, around the top of her head right there. And then, like I said, a lot of that color is going to show through, and especially if I wet it a little bit more and do this. And then once that's dry, all right, let's blow dry it just really quickly. And then, of course, you know, I'm just, what goes without saying that you can, once this is on here and dry, of course, you could do other little details or whatever you want. I can also go in with some of these colors and sort of make it to where it all, you know, fits together a little bit better. Then with these little frayed edges, once these are dry, I would just take my little file and file those right off. And then finish off my edges. And oh gosh, I think this will be my first little painting that I get going for my project. And I will be showing these to you next week when you come on. So I'm very excited about them, and I hope you're excited to see them. And I will be using some of the stamps from the new collection coming next week from Fodder School. Right? I don't want to give away spill too many beans. But anyway, so that, my friends, is our angel collection and a little makey to help you get through this cold winter day. Yes. So it is sort of like a rice paper. It is the Kozo paper from Yasutomo. All right. I don't have the actual wrapper, but I do have this one. I can show you this. I have a bunch of different types, so make sure it's the Yasutomo. All right. And then you look for the Kozo roll. All right. Yeah, so fun. I love her too, Wendy. She is so dark. And I'm going to, you know, I'll finish her off and share her with you next week. All right, my friends, any thoughts or questions before we say goodbye? I want to thank you all for joining me on a Monday. I know it's really different and actually has never happened before. Well, not that I can recall anyway. So, yes, I understand. It's so easy to do. All right. So, once again, I want to thank each and every artist that contributed to this amazing show. We have, and I'm just going to say it again, Danita Art, Jamantha, and you know what? Let me pull that out because I know you can't see some of Angel Tattoo Lady Jam. We have Maxie Moon. We have Keisha Devaney. We have Collage Soup. We have Megan Quinlan. We have Wendy Willa Wanders. Wendy Salgonic. We have Wendy Aspinall. Bliss Angel Studio. We have Mary Lynn Kelly. And we have Pato, Patty McFarlane. And we have Joni Hallmark. I hope I did not miss anyone. Oh, and me, KP. Anyway, oh yes, okay. So Stephanie says, show all of the collection. I don't have, sadly, a picture of the entire collection, you know, in one picture, but these are them again before we say goodbye. Danita, Joni Hallmark, Emily Stone, / Collage Soup, Maxie Moon, Jam, Tattoo Lady Jam, Patty McFarlane, Megan Quinlan, Keisha Devaney, Willa Wanders, Wendy Aspinall, me KP, Willow Wanders again, but that's not in the pop-up. This is the $5 foamy and Mary Lynn Kelly. Boy, I need a drink of water, not of alcohol. Anyway, let me say goodbye, just or at least toodaloo for now. I'm going to turn the camera around so I can say goodbye properly. I hope you all. Let's see. Yes, it is. So discount link is not working, they say. Okay, we'll double check it. It is. Let me look and just make sure. To let's see. I just need to make sure I have the right code for you all because sometimes I get it wrong. All right, it is. Why isn't it up here? It is Make Fun BF. Maybe I put FB. I don't know. Make Fun BF, all capitals. Okay. Yes. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I will see you all soon. I'll see you next Friday for sure, if not before. You know the deal. Stay safe, stay sane, stay makey. I love you to the moon and back. And I hope that you have lots of angel energy. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks again.